Let's start again.
Start
What's
again.
your name? Where are you from? And
Okay.
tell me a little bit about the greatest adversity that you have overcome.
Awesome. So my name is Sophia, and I'm originally from Ohio. I moved to California about 2 years ago. Love it here. Not the cost of anything, but love everything else here. The climate is awesome. Treats me well. And my biggest adversity would be my whole life I struggled with chronic illness. And with every major body system, if you name a body system, I had a problem with it and was probably on a medication for it. And at some point, I've been on tons of different medications, been in hundreds of clinical trials. I've made tons of money off clinical trials, and I had to deal with that all from when I was age 0 to 18.
Wow.
Now I don't deal with it much anymore.
How did that? What were the biggest impacts on your social life? Because that's probably one of the
my
harder
gosh.
parts, right? When
Yeah.
you're growing up, trying.
I lived in the hospital, really. Like, I would go to school, and sometimes I'd leave early or right after school, go straight to the hospital. And I was lucky. I lived in Cincinnati, so go Bengals. But yeah,
all right.
I had a really great hospital there called Cincinnati Children's. It's like the #1 hospital for kids in the country. So I got really good treatment there. But my social life, I somehow did a lot with my time, but I had hospital time every single day, except for like Saturdays and Sundays.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty brutal, and that was for most of my life. So it was like, oh, what time's Sophia gonna go to the hospital today, and what's gonna happen, and what trial are we doing, and who am I seeing, and all kinds of stuff.
And what was it called?
My diagnosis, so for every problem I've had, can get put under one diagnosis called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And it's a connective tissue disorder, and it's rare, and it was discovered within the past 20 years, but it's becoming more common because more people are figuring out they have it. And it is a spectrum disorder, so
Really?
you can have like very minimal symptoms and then still have it. There's also 14 different types of it. I have the type where it's just kind of full body. I'm super hypermobile, and then I have problems with everything else. So.
What was the hardest symptom you had to deal with?
My stomach was the killer. I've had heart problems. I've had some brain stuff. They found things, all sorts of things inside of my body, but my stomach was a killer. I couldn't eat very well for years. Actually this time in October through until I would get my surgery, it was when I would stop eating because I couldn't keep food down at all.
And you had how many abdominal surgeries?
I've had 7.
Wow.
7 of the same one, so total stomach related procedures, I've had about 10 of them. Yeah.
Wow. So obviously you're better now, we're in the sun, we're at the lake.
Great.
How did you get better? Talk to me about that.
So another big thing besides stomach was my lungs. I had super, super severe asthma and then really bad allergies. Like, I'm allergic to everything outside that has a life cycle, including animals. In Ohio, where I lived in like they call it pollen bowl, because it's just a big, big valley and it's super humid and there's a ton of pollen. So like, spring, fall would roll around, I'd be on a nebulizer, and sometimes I'd get pneumonia. I had something called pneumococcal titer's disease, and I didn't have the antibodies to, fight off pneumonia. So I would get pneumonia like every 3 weeks. That happened for like a year straight.
Holy crap. So you were probably also living on antibiotics.
Yes, and steroids. So that really messed my blood up for a long time, and I was just super, super sick because I was on like...
Yeah, go ahead.
A really extended amount of prednisone. And prednisone is very bad, and it'll cut your life shorter the more you're on it, which is not fun.
So one thing that I found interesting is when I asked you how you got better, it was a combination of a whole bunch of things, right? So now you're not on any medications, and you think part of that was getting out of the stress of your old environment?
Yeah. And
You must be Alex? Hi. What's up?
Hey,
Trevor,
Alex.
nice to meet you.
Podcast time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I moved here,
It's
it was
informal. You guys, whatever, come in, talk.
It was a really big climate change, which improved my asthma symptoms a lot. So I was on 4 inhalers 3 times a day. I'm on 0 now because I have a little bit of allergies here. Like, I get a little sniffly, but I'm not like wheezing and coughing and I can't walk up the stairs kind of thing now. So moving to California for allergies was awesome. And then I have fibromyalgia as well, which is a chronic pain disorder.
Oh, yeah. So your body attacks your joints,
Yes.
basically?
Yeah,
Okay.
my nervous system, which is
And
no
they
fun.
can't really pinpoint it, right? So you're just kind of in pain.
It's just like a mass kind of thing. And I'll have like pain spasms where I can feel like the the nerves firing, and it's very painful. I won't do anything until my pain
My mom
spasms.
has it. It's sad because
brutal.
some people think it's not real. Some people think it's
it's a controversial diagnosis, but the pain is real.
The pain is real.
So it's really unfortunate, but I'm not all like 100% sure what else got me off of all my medications. Like I said, I was on about 20 pills a day with the inhalers, and then I took a couple like oral liquid medications as well. I'm on nothing now. I take just like gym supplements. I think working out, I started working out more.
I just walked in front of the camera. As you can see, not much media experience.
No, you're
sorry.
fine.
So
you're fine.
Working out.
I started working out a lot. I did weightlifting, and I used to be a swimmer, but I got super injured because I'm super stretchy and I dislocate my joints very easily. So I started doing weight training to train my joints to not pop out all the time.
Has it helped?
It's helped a ton. Yes, it's helped a ton.
Wow.
I barely dislocate anymore. My pain has gone down a lot from that because I think just blood flow and using your body the way it should be used is very important. And then I stay healthy. I go outside every day. I go on walks, go on the gym. I eat super clean. I think that's a huge part of it.
I was going to ask, what do you think the biggest key in getting off all the meds were?
I think eating is a really, really big deal. I only eat organic, clean foods.
You don't like glyphosate on your vegetables?
No, thank you. No, thank you. None of that. No, thanks. Trying to think how I changed my eating. I don't really eat much sugar. Processed sugar, I really don't eat it. My income of sugar, like my intake, is from fruit. So I think that was a huge deal with like, because I've lost like almost 40 pounds since I've moved here.
Congrats.
Which I think is a big thank you. It's a big deal.
You must feel so much better.
Oh my gosh, so much better.
People focus on weight loss as like how it looks to others, and I don't think they realize you will literally feel like a different human.
It's not just look, it's a whole feel. So.
How do you think this impacted your perspective on life going forward? Like, what do you think this did beneficially for you?
Oh
the silver lining,
it's taught me a lot, honestly. I think with my disorder and all my health problems, my biggest thing when I was dealing with it was I would always say every day, no one understands. No one understands. Like, people would call me crazy because I would be like, I throw up about like 200 times a day, and people are like, it's not possible. I'm like, yes, it is. My